aka Eileen Lilcroft. That's additional information about this show, arts, crafts, and everything in between can be found on my website, eileenlilcroft.com. Also, I am the host of The Little Crafter Show, which is on YouTube, and that also can be found on my website, eileenlilcroft.com. Thanks for joining me today, guys. So I am going to be talking about the episode on kindred spirits, which I watched last week. Normally I do kind of like a review about the ends, but this one really struck a chord in me, and so I think this was episode 9, the second season of Kindred Spirits, which I love the show, don't get me wrong, I love the show. And there's nothing wrong about this episode, but it just really struck a chord at me, because every time I hear about this story, it just really aggravates the living crud out of me. Like, it's just, Anyway, so it's the Villisca farmhouse in Iowa, and honestly, guys, I don't even know why they still have the house. I kind of feel like it's such a dark and gruesome story that I kind of feel like, there's just so much but weird things going on in that particular home, that I feel like it needs to be torn down, and that is just my opinion. Apparently it is haunted. Some people have said that it is haunted by the family. I've heard, watch some shows where people said that before it was turned into a museum, that they lived there before, that it was haunted, that you can hear the children, you hear footsteps, a menacing presence, all these other weird things going on in that house. So it was then bought and turned into a museum, and sorry, I don't know why. Creepily enough, basically, it was turned back into the way the family had particularly lived, the way, the house, everything was set back up the way it was when the family was living there. And it seems like the more menacing spirit basically kind of took over. And apparently it's the spirit of the killer that is there in the home. Not recently, but a couple of years ago, that particular house was in the news, where some paranormal investigators rented out the house. They were novice. This particular gentleman had a really good knowledge of the house. He also is, I guess, an novice ghost hunter. He also basically, they rented it out as a birthday present to his parents, and he started to provoke the spirit because they weren't getting anything. He also said that he had set up the house exactly the way the killer had the house, basically covering the mirrors. He didn't have a knife, but an axe. He did have a Bowie knife, so he took that out as well. Laid in the bed and started provoking the spirit. And the next thing you know, he says that he woke up with the knife. So basically, the police at that time, they were called, and they said that he had some type of psychological break. If I remember correctly, according to them, the police were called and he had to be taken to the ambulance or whatever the case may be. So basically, that particular story has made news. People have fled the house in the middle of the night, saying that they would never go back. So the reason why Amy and Adam were called in, and they also brought Chip along, which also intensifies things, because I think that he's really spot on. I don't know, it's just something about him that's like really spot on. But anyways, moving right along on that. Uh, they were called in because an investigator basically went in there with his team, and he heard his name, basically saying, his full name, saying, kill. Then afterwards, basically, he said that a lot of occurrences were happening, and in his life that basically really, 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 really was bad. Like, he just was like, did I bring this to my family? And so he finally contacted the team, and they basically did their investigation, had some stuff go on with them. It did a little provoking, but they also found out that if you go into that house with some type of fear, or I guess fear, basically he feeds off of that. So basically, and also people can say that, fear also does play with the mind. It does, make you think, things happening that are there that, so if you are fearful, don't go in there. Like, I personally would not go in there. I personally think that the place needs to be torn down. Maybe some type of monument to the family needs to be placed there. I personally think that they need to be rest in peace, and the killer soul, wherever it may be, just let it go. Like, I kind of feel like if he's trapped there, maybe, I don't know. Personally, I just feel like let it go. I don't know if you build something there, would the spirit come back. I'm not an expert. I am, I don't claim to be one. I just personally think that this kind of a place, I don't know. Like, I just feel like having this there is not something, to me personally, should be sensationalized, and to have it as a house, a museum. Like, I kind of feel like it's just, I don't know. If you're not familiar with the Villisca murder house, basically it is a mother, father. I think it was 3 or 2 of their children were there. I forget how many children they had. Sorry about that. And they had some friends there as well. So everyone, basically, they came back. Apparently the killer was waiting in the basement. They didn't hear anything. It was late. They went to sleep, and the next thing you know, they were deceased. There was a lot of things that went wrong in the crime scene. They didn't tape it off. They did find cigarette butts. Speculation was that he felt some type of remorse because he covered their heads, and he covered the mirrors. Some type of weird things went on. If you guys read it, it's just a weird. Some people say it's because of bad business dealings, a serial killer. It just really, really, there's a lot of history and speculation going on. They also said that he enjoyed himself during the act because they found some. I don't even want to get into it. It's just disgusting. Yeah. So if you definitely take a read, and so they had a bunch of different suspects. So, but no one to this day has ever been found guilty, and apparently no one will never know who is the killer, and apparently he haunts. Like I said in the beginning, in the one story, they said that the children were there. You can hear children, and some say that it's just the ghost of the killer. According to Chip, he says that he doesn't feel the children there, but he did feel the killer, and that he feeds off of the fear of when people come in. And another, another investigator who has been investigating the house numerous times, basically he says that he has concurred that that's exactly what happened, and the person that had called them in, they had a reading with him, and his family members said, no, you didn't bring this in. This was just our time. So, you're not at fault, and we don't blame you. And they're resting in peace. So that brought him a good peace of mind, and that he actually went into the house with no fear. And so they brought some closure to his life. So I actually, was really, really, really good. The only reason why, like I said, I was talking about it, because this was one, they have been just really some really amazing cases, and they always do an amazing job. But this particular case, I've read a lot of it, and I've seen a lot of documentaries, like little shows here and there from different paranormal shows and stuff on YouTube. And honestly, guys, I really, 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 I don't know, like, I personally would not go in there. Like, I just would not. That's not just something I would visit. This is a place where something really tragic and horrible happened, and I kind of feel like it's just feeding into the hysteria, the darkness, or whatever, or feeding the spirit. And I really don't think that should be. I don't know. I don't feel like it's glorifying it in a sense, in my way. I don't know. I don't know if it's to keep the story alive. I really don't know what is the intention of having that museum there. Is it to help the town financially? I don't know. To help the person that owns the house. Honestly, I really, really can't tell you. But all I do know is just that it was one creepy case, and it's just, like I said, I always feel like that particular place should be definitely 100% torn down. Like, it's just so sad, and it's just something where, I don't even know how Amy and Adam did it. Like, and Chip is just really amazing, because he has to talk to this man. Like, he had to listen to what this man said, and it's just, very creepy, and anyways. So like I said, it is their last case for the season. Looking forward to season, I think 3. I think this is 3 or 4. I'm looking forward to the next season. Like I said, I really don't keep count, but it is a really good show. And the cases have been just really great. If you have not catch them, I am just a little sad and disappointed that they're not on demand. Like, I really wish Dead Files was on demand. That's another show that I love. And so that should be coming back soon, hopefully. I think they said that this is season 11 for them. Wow, that's so awesome. But so I can't wait. Really looking forward to that. So if you guys have any comments or questions, please leave them down below, or you can always email me your comments and questions. My email address is eileen@eileenlocroft.com. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to be MIA on the blog for a little bit, until I can get my computer fixed. But, maybe videos, I don't know. We're just having some technical difficulties. Oh my goodness. So some tech issues here. And, thank you for listening, and have a great weekend, and bye for now.